Okay, this is DragonofEternity and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. In the last video, or last three videos, I went through the physical range DPS world quest in Endwalker. And in this video, I will be going through the magical ranged DPS world quests. So, would help if I had clicked on the screen. So if I hit scroll lock to get my UI back, we need to talk to the Ishgardian delegate. Our aching souls. The Ishgardian delegate seeks a battle mage with courage unwavering. Well, I don't know about courage, but stupidity can replace that, right? Ah, my lady Marashta, I have awaited your coming. The phenomenon wherein men turn into monsters. It pains me to say that Ishgard has not been spared. Oh yeah, back in the whole post-Zodiac killing cutscene, there was a guy shambling around in Ishgard. He's probably the guy that got turned. A dread blasphemy has appeared in the Holy See, and to compound the people's horror, the beast resembles a dragon. 'Tis imperative that it be vanquished without delay, and to that end we have begun assembling a hunting party. Given that fear and despair may turn our allies against us, we are being stringent in whom we choose for this duty. Yet while we have confidence in the quality of our knights, the mission would greatly benefit for the presence of a battle mage, one who can stand unflinching in the face of our fell quarry. We would be hard-pressed to find an individual who fits that description better than you. Will you not lend us your strength and skill? You can count on me. Oh, very well. We are in your debt. Just a moment while I relay the glad tidings to command. Ring ring. 'Tis settled. Upon arriving in Ishgard, please take yourself to the Ifrit Plaza. Lord Artorial of the Abyss will be there to receive you. May the Fury speed your way. Aye aye. Okie dokie. Right, before I go anywhere, let's have a different minion out. Oh, I should have had the Namazu out for the Far East. Yeah, that would have been fun. Tell you what, since I'm in the Heavensward area, let's go with the Anima. Why not? Lovely. Alright, Artorial. Ishgard. God, I've already been here today doing custom deliveries. It's not going to bring me into the... No, I'd imagine the firmament would be an unlock, so it wouldn't be there. Right then, hello Artorial. Marashna, I have been expecting you. Words cannot well express how heartening it is to have you fighting beside us. Allow me to echo that sentiment. Oh, hello, Elflat. Every girl player has a crush on. Greetings, my friend. Lest you wonder, Lord Artorial and I are leading the effort to deal with the blasphemy. With your capable self in the fold, I have no doubt that we shall succeed. Okie dokie. And without further ado, I shall brief you on the situation. 'Twas a handful of days after the first beasts appeared in radz-at-han. Yeah, that guy. An Elysian man was observed at the hoplon in the pillars, walking with an unsteady gait. Gait? You know, Google, what the hell's gait? Or gait? Heavensward music is so nice. Alright, Google. G-I-G-A-I-T. Unsteady gait. A person's manner of walking. The easy gait of an athlete. Alright. And how do you pronounce it? I know I'm lengthening this video. Sorry about that. Gait. Okay. The British pronunciation is gait. All of a sudden, he buckled over as if in pain, and before anyone knew what was happening, he had transformed into a terrible draconic beast. Well, that sucks. At the mere sight of this, many who chanced to be present also turned. Regrettably, the Temple Knights were forced to put them down. The blasphemy itself, however, took wing and fled. Profane Fafnir, we have chosen to call it after the Dragon Man of Ishgardian myth. I feel like that would be offensive to the dragons. Since that day, the beast has oft been sighted in the skies above Ishgard. It does not attack, only circles menacingly for a time, or disappearing again. You have a nation of dragoons. Get them to jump into the air and kill it. Alas, these brief visitations are enough to cause more people to turn, and for fear and panic to spread further. As part of our investigation, we have sought to identify the man who became the blasphemy. Thus far, we have learnt naught. Lovely. We have, however, identified a common thread between those who subsequently turned. All were people of fervent faith. People such as priests and inquisitors. Oh, it's not going to include the guy from the Hildebrand questline, is it? No, I think he's still in Idleshire. When the truth of our nation's history was laid bare, the legitimacy of the church was called into question. Many Ishgardians struggled to reconcile the revelations with their beliefs, and none more so than the pious. Such men and women, we posit, would be more susceptible to despair, and therefore the transformation. We must find a way to stop it. Ishgard has only just emerged from a 1,000-year war, and we cannot suffer another great tragedy, much less so soon. Yeah, 1,000-year war, and all I had to do to end it was kill the head honcho dragon and kill the Pope. Literally. In order to attain a better understanding of the situation, we intend to speak with a member of the clergy, the sole individual who survived witnessing the blasphemy's birth without being turned. Clem is his name, and he is a deacon at St. Raymonard's Cathedral. Come, let us seek him out there at once. Alright. So I'm just not walking with them then. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Let's see. Over here. So, right through these big set of doors then. And then tutorial. There he is, Deacon Clem. Let us see what he can tell us. Not so very long ago, few would have imagined Ishgardian knights marching beyond the bounds of their own dominion. But we have ventured to the heart of Garlemald, and fought for no less than the fate of the world itself. Our nation has changed, and continues to do so. Alright, Clem, my boy, what's up? What's up? Really? I talked to him to have a scene of me walking into the room. Really? Right, my confusion aside, Lord Amric, Lord Arturiel, and the Saviour of Ishgard besides, you do me great honour. Do I? I am Clem, and I serve as a deacon here, at St. Raymonard's Cathedral. I understand you were among those at the Hoplon when the incident occurred. We give thanks to the Fury for your merciful preservation. We now seek to prevent the blasphemy from wreaking further havoc, and would appreciate any details you can provide. Lo, though we are to make you recall unpleasant memories, will you not recount to us what you witnessed that day? Very well. We are presently relocating the vault's libraries to the cathedral, in case you were unaware. We had finished delivering a batch of tomes and were on our way to bring over another. As we approached the hoplon, we noticed a young man walking unsteadily. No sooner had he come to an abrupt halt than he transformed into a draconic beast. The fiend fixed us with a menacing glare, and it was all we could do to find our wits and flee. But to my compounding horror, my brethren, who were with me, began turning into monstrosities as well, one after another. Praise the fury that you at least were spared, Deacon Clem. I can imagine how frightening the experience must have been. Hello? I just realised, what happened to the guy that tried to throw the little girl off the cliff? Was he cut down? Is he in jail? I don't think I ever got an answer to that. That's 3.1 story talk, though. Oh, 3.2. Either way. Bishop of Vortino. Forgive me if I interrupt. I was informed that our stalwart protectors were present and wished to express my gratitude. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for your service. I pray that we shall be soon free of this scourge. Indeed, if there is aught we might do to aid your efforts, you need but say it. You know, after the Far Eastern questline, I'm kind of sus of the old guy. Just putting that theory out there. You're most kind, Your Grace. Wait, you haven't heard my request! That was Bishop Vortino, the head of St. Raymond's and a member of the Synod. With the seat of the Archbishop vacant, he is, in effect, the highest authority in the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. This is so, yet in spite of his elevated station, he remains as kind and humble a man as any I have ever known. Are we going to elevate him to the Archbishop status? Like His Grace, I would do all that I can to help shepherd our people through this uncertain time. To that end, there was a request I would make of you, if you can spare a moment to consider it. Okie dokie. Of course, if it is within our power, we should be glad to offer you aid. Thank you. I just realized, is my dog outside? No, he must be downstairs. Alright, okay. Alright, let's see. Who am I talking to? Clem again. Autorial. What manner of request could this be? His tone bespeaks urgency. The deacon was no less terrified by the blasphemy than his peers, yet he alone did not turn. By what grace was he spared? In the wake of the transformations, a group of clergymen fled the city in fear. Yet, though they sought refuge in the wilderness, they put themselves at the mercy of the elements and fell fiends both. Given that the cause of the transformation is not clear, I think theirs was a decidedly unwise decision. I wish to set out and find them, but I am not trained in the ways of war. As such, I required those who are to accompany me in the search. So that is the way of it. Suffice to say, we shall help. Do you know whither your fellows may have headed? The Western Highlands, I believe. Between Gogagne. Yeah, I'm just going to say Gogagne. Gorgagne Mills and Hemlock. There is no shortage of abandoned dwellings in the area. Very well, time being of the essence, I propose we split up and scour separate areas. Marshal, if you could escort the good deacon to Gorgagne Mills, Lord Artorial and I will tend to Hemlock. I want to see. I might as well just have Google open all the time here, trying to bloody say different words. Hey, oh. Alright, Falcon's Nest and fly. Right, so while I'm teleporting, Gorgagne. Gorgonzola, no. Okay, so Gorgagne is a word. I think. No, it's just all FF links. Yeah. Never mind. Actually, I should probably check to see if it can be pronounced. And then, as I fly in the bloody tank through a blizzard... Gorgagne pronunciation. Gorgagne pronunciation. There is nothing. Well, shit. Alright, Gorgagne it is. Unless it's supposed to be like Gorgain. Yeah, who knows. Let's see, right over there then. It's weird to think that this place used to be just lush grasslands in 1.0. And then Bahamut came and then it froze over in 5 years. I would like to see what this place was like in 1.0. Though, that would have to be through, non-legal methods. Since a 1.0 classic would be, in Yoshi's words, nightmare. Hello, Clem. That you should choose to abide in such harsh conditions. Pallid Inquisitor. You! You killed our Pope! Ah, I see you found them. Yes, and none the worse for the wear, thank the Fury. My friends, forgive us if we have given cause for alarm. We come out of concern for your well-being. For we understand why you quit the city, we fear you may have placed yourself at greater risk by coming here. His Grace, Bishop Vartano, too, worries for your health, and prays for your swift return, so please, will you not allow us to escort you to the Holy See? I assure you, you will be much safer there than in this wretched place. Servants of the Fury will never be safe in the city, don't you see? This is your fault, you and your accursed revolution. The people disdain us, mock us behind our backs, and spit in our faces. Well, it's not my fault your Pope just tried to become a god king. And now someone is conspiring to transform us into monstrosities, enemies of the church, I'll wager, emboldened by your deeds. So no, I will not go back to Ishgard. I'd sooner freeze to death than suffer your pity. Well, I guess you're going for the third option. All I have ever done wasn't service to her. I am a good man. I do not. She cannot forsake me. Ah! Alone preserve! Oh no you don't. Get your ass back here. Marshner, we cannot allow him to harm any others. Give chase and do what you must. We will remain here and keep the others calm. Aye, aye, Captain. All shall be well, my friends. Come, join me in prayer. Deacon Clem, please do what you can to assure them. Yes, of course. Do not worry about us. See to the beast. It cannot have gotten far. Aye, aye, Artorial, aye, aye. What weapon am I using? Ah, the Rika Red Mage weapon. Okie dokie. I was going to say, was I using the Boscha one? No, that's more dot hackish. The will of the Archbishop is absolute. Well, I see you've still got part of your essence in there. I should have had my choke bar for this. The wicked will be punished. Of course, an Inquisitor would say that. The Black Death. No! Bye-bye. Alright, speak with Amric. So back to Gorgagna Mills. Any new words? What of the beast? I killed it. You say the same thing. Okie dokie, let's get Spyro fully buffed, and we're good to go. Is it done, Marishna? Yes, I inquisited the Inquisitor. That probably doesn't make any sense. My thanks! What happened is most regrettable, but we must be grateful that no one else came to harm. While you were gone, the Deacon was able to convince the others to return to the city. Let us escort them back at once, and then reconvene at the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly to consider our next course of action. For our purposes, we will have the use of the strategy room. Announce yourself to the guard without, and he will show you in. Is it the seat of the Lord Commander? At the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly? In the Holy See of Ishgard? I swear that location has become a meme. For good reason. It is a long-ass title. Effenet. Forgotten Knight. Fumalbert. Lord Amric and Artorial awaits you within the strategy room. Will you be joining him now? Oh, so we're not going to the seat of the Lord Commander? No, we're going to the strategy room of the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly in the Holy See of Ishgard. Here we shall discuss our plans to deal with the blasphemy. Whensoever you wish to enter, you need but say so to the guard. I hope I can enter this place after I do this questline. I turn it into Artorial, and that's the first quest done out of 6. Lest you wonder, we have taken the clergyman to St. Raymonard's to rest and recover. If truth be told, the thought that they may still succumb to despair in turn remains at the forefront of my mind. I hear my dog outside. Wanna go in, buddy? Nope. Yeah, there you are. Why'd you go into the other bedrooms? I thought you'd have your bloody nose outside my door. Okay, shut that door for noise, and we're good to go. Yet the risk would be greater still, were we to keep them at arm's length and deny them the comfort of the church. Indeed, from the words he spoke, that Inquisitor yearned for the days of old. He and others like him can scarcely be blamed. Since the truth of the nation's founding and the Archbishop's machinations were made public knowledge, the Church has been in turmoil. Though we have made great strides in separating religion and state, there has been far less progress in the reformation of the Church. If only there was separation in religion and state in the real world, we'd get so much more done. For our faith has been everything to us, our purpose and our comfort. 'Tis not an easy thing to reconcile one's beliefs with the betrayal of our spiritual leaders. That's especially true in the VTuber community the past month or two. I really shouldn't talk about that drama. No, I shouldn't. Thus torn between the hearts and minds, many Ishgardians feel lost, and none more so than members of the clergy, whose faith was once unshakable. Little wonder, then, let the most dedicated and devout alike to turn. So it seems, but further investigation is needed ere we draw a definitive conclusion. With the war's end, Ishgard has set out on a new path. The choices we make now shall determine our course for the future. Come what may, we dare not squander the chance we have fought so hard to attain. Once the returned clergymen have sufficiently calmed down, I shall have the deacons speak with them, that we might gain insight into their individual plights. Good. Meanwhile, I shall take the opportunity to brief my men on recent developments. Pray take a moment's rest, my friend. You have earned it. When you are ready to continue our work, you may seek us out here. Aye, aye. Our aching souls completed. Alright, level 86. No forgiveness, no deliverance. Autorial of the Abyss is eagerly awaiting Deacon Clem's report. Ah, Marshling, your timing could not be better. Deacon Clem has finished speaking with the rescued clergyman, and will be here shortly to share his findings. Lord Amric too is on his way. Let us wait for them. Okie dokie. Are we going to have like a conversation on your past, on your house, on your brother? Dead one? No, we just skip that. I don't like this music. Deacon Clem, we thank you for making the inquiries on our behalf. 'Twas no imposition in the least. As I said, I am glad to do all I can. So 'tis our understanding that those we escorted back were all close acquaintances of the Inquisitor who turned. Like him, they too had been the subject of harassment by certain quarters of the populace. Is this correct? It is, I am afraid, and they are far from alone. Men of the cloth were once afforded respect and deference as servants of Helone, but now they are openly reviled by many. We were complicit in perpetuating terrible lies. This is true, but we too were misled. We too are victims, yet we are regarded by some as criminals. He's got a point. Well, I do understand the people's anger, but it saddens me to think they would lash out at their fellow man, especially when we need solidarity most of all. Though I can imagine your plight, I would not presume to fully grasp your pain. Will you tell us of the challenges you and yours have had to face since the war's end? Let's get off in the chair while he tells backstory. Like all sons and daughters of Ishgard, we dreamed of peace in our lifetime. But now it has come, we find we have little cause to rejoice. Our faith has long been the foundation of our lives, and overnight that foundation has been crippled by fractures, beyond repair for some. To learn that we had been deceived, and that we had been unwittingly deceived, that we had unwittingly deceived others in turn, was devastating. We who had once been shepherds to men found ourselves lost lambs, bereft of surety, and wanting for guidance. We have languished in darkness, all of us. So you guys need a leader. You need an archbishop. Right? Yet I have faith that the church will redeem itself, that it will find a new way. and again become a beacon of hope for the people. I see. Thank you for sharing this with us. Your testimony has confirmed our suspicions. According to our allies, that which causes people to turn is none other than their despair and anguish. If it wasn't before, 'tis now abundantly clear why members of the clergy are among the transformed. That you did not, I believe, is due to your unwavering faith to the Church. In light of this, we would ask for your continued cooperation. Of course, anything to help my brethren. Now that we have established a cause, that leaves us with the mystery of Propane Fafnir's identity. The progenitor of these troubles. Could he, too, have been a man of the cloth? From what I recall of his garb, I doubt it. He was dressed in the common fashion, and inadequately against the cold besides. 'Tis said that something of the individual may remain in the blasphemy, influencing its behaviour. If we can determine what instincts drive profane Fafnir, we may learn who it once was, and with this knowledge, I believe, will prove vital in our efforts to stop it. Deacon Clem, we ask that you reach out to your fellow clergymen. Please do what you can to ease their anxieties. Understood. As I have ever done, I shall provide what comfort I can to those in need. Meanwhile, we must make it a priority to identify the blasphemy. To that end, I would seek out more eyewitnesses. The Hoplon is a busy place at any given time. Some ordinary citizens are bound to have been present as that tragic event unfolded. I propose we make inquiries in the pillars. If you could attend to the Hoplon, Lord Autorial and I will look in the surrounding areas. Can I go back in any time? No. There's a hope. Right, where am I going? Pillars and everywhere. Okay, last vigil. Start at the last vigil and go from there. Last vigil. Sociable citizen. How do you do, fellow sociable citizen? Your skin is like the snow. Your eyes like sapphire. Which one are you talking to? No, I didn't see that dragon. Nor would I have wished to, frightful as it sounds. They say it wasn't a Dravanian attack, but if not, then what was it? Well, you see, it all started many millennia ago with a foolish ancient called Hermes. Anyone by this area? Yes, you. Spirited citizen. The dragon that appeared at the Hoplon. Aye, I saw it with my own eyes. One moment in Elizin, the next a terrible beast. He was a heretic, I take it. So we know it's an Elizin. And let us mail. Okay, stayed citizen. I wasn't present for the incident at the Hoplon, but a young man poorly dressed for the cold that I did see. I recall him well because an aide from St. Vandro's was searching for him. He was a patient at the infirmary and by coincidence had the same name. Okay. So we got his name and his previous location. Down the stairs then to those two. Okay, we're definitely getting somewhere. Were you able to learn anything? Yes, actually. There you are, Marashna. Did your search yield any fruit? Yes, a male Elizin called... I can't remember his name. Hang on. Vaindrew. A patient of the Firmament's infirmary, you say? Among those with whom I spoke, one claims to have witnessed an individual fitting that description. A man walking in a stupor, who did not seem to feel the cold. If he had wandered straight out of the infirmary, it would explain his state of attire. Yes, I dare say we have found a blasphemy, but to think that his name should be Vaindrew. 'Tis the same as that of former Heaven's Ward Commander Sir Vaindrew de Rochemonde, for whom the infirmary is named. Sir Vaindrew, however, retired from his station at a ripe old age some years ago. 'Tis not like to have been him. In any case, we have a lead. I shall head to the infirmary at once. Pray wait for me in the broom. Wait, so are we actually going to the firmament? Would that mean you would have had to unlock the firmament? I have no idea. Let's see. All the way to the broom. Good luck lifting that, buddy. Destination. Lord Otariel should not be long. Let us wait here. Okie dokie. And cutscene. This is Loverick, the aide who was in charge of Vaindrew. Have you found him? Oh, please say you have. Well, we have not, I am afraid, but we seek to, and hope that you could tell us more about him. May we ask how he came to be at the infirmary? He was found by a patrol in the Central Highlands. After being treated for his hurts, he was brought to us for convalescence. Being in the prime of his years, he had been doing well, but then... Prime of his years, by all accounts, he is no older man. It's safe to assume it isn't Sir Vaindrew. Oh no, he's definitely a different person, as I told Lord Toriel. And though he gave his name as Vaindrew, he seemed rather confused, and we had no means to confirm his identity. In this state, he shouldn't be wandering about on his own. Please, you must find him. About that. The man who recently turned into a beast at the Hoplon. We regret to say it may have been Vaindrew. What? No! How can this be? Is it aught you can tell us? Things he may have said or done while in your care? While he was still unconscious, he would often ramble. Though most of it was incoherent, he mentioned the Archbishop many times. Oh, and he spoke of a bishop too, Bishop Vortino. I assumed he was a pious man, given this. Oh, I see. Thank you for your cooperation. We will continue our investigation, and should we confirm what became of Vaindrew, inform you forthwith. So he didn't have to go into the broom? Not the broom. The firmament? Really? Let's return to the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly for now. Really? That was kind of a shortish quest, I gotta admit. Yeah, it is. Oh. Well, okay then. Okie dokie. I can just hop through there. Actually, no, it's going to take a little bit of climbing. Alright, even that short it is. Forgotten Knight. Hi, Firmalbird. How you doing, buddy? You stand before the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly, the headquarters of we knights who have sworn to serve the Holy See. Alright, let me back in there, buddy. Heading to the strategy room, I should be glad to show you in. To be back in the strategy room of the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly, in the Holy See of Ishgard. Who could this Vanger be? The mystery remains, but we are one step closer to identifying the man who became Profane Fafnir. Indeed, though he did not at first appear to be a member of the clergy, his words betray a fervent faith. And how curious that he could speak not only of the Archbishop, but Bishop of Vartano specifically. Perhaps he was personally acquainted with his grace. In light of the possibility, I believe we should speak with him directly. Agreed, I will request an audience, but his grace has many demands upon his time. It may be a while before we are seen. Maybe in the time between the Warrior of Light gains another level. Should you have other business, pray feel free to attend to them in the meantime. No forgiveness, no deliverance. Alright, so that's quest 2 out of 6 done. Only justice, only vengeance. The look of relief upon Artoriel's face bespeaks your timely arrival. Marashna, excellent timing as ever. Deacon Clem has just sent word that Bishop Vartano will see us now, by which I mean, right this instant. 'Tis extremely short notice, I know, but it would not do to miss the opportunity to learn how he and Vartano, of Vaingru, may be connected. Not wishing to keep his grace waiting, Lord Amric is already on his way to St. Raymond's Cathedral. Come, let us hurry there ourselves. So you're just going to leave me in the room? Okay. Could have had a cutscene of me and Artoriel walking into the building. But no. Where am I going? Over there. Alright, back to St. Raymond's. I'm probably butchering these names. Should I say, I am sorry. It seems his grace has yet to arrive. Oh shit. Marishna, full glad am I that you could join us. My lords, I am so sorry. I informed his grace that you were making your way hither, but shortly before you arrived he recalled that he had urgent business and had to leave the cathedral at once. He cannot have yet gone far, though, so if you wish to search for him in the hopes that you can steal a moment of his time, to grant us an audience only to depart with such haste, what business could be so pressing? His grace is yet to return, I am afraid. This is kind of sus. Just putting that out there. Okay, so he isn't around here. So that would mean down here? Yeah, it has to be. Ah, there he is. That wasn't far at all. Also, where's Amric? I found his grace, Marashna. Well now, not even the saviour of Ishgard should be here. Your grace, perhaps 'tis simply our misunderstanding, but we were under the impression that you had granted us an audience. I sense conflict. Oh no, the eyebrows. The eyes. Lord Speaker, rest assured I was just about to return to the cathedral. There is no need, Your Grace. This will not take long. As you may have heard, we are investigating a young man named Vaindrew. Is he known to you? No, I cannot say he is. With the exception of the former Archimandrite, I am sure I know no one by that name. Have we not investigated the older man by now? You know, the older Vaindrew. But mine and the Archbishop's are known to many, yes. Perhaps this youth took inspiration from public services, over which we presided. Goodly soul that he is. Full glad am I that his faith was of comfort to him in sickness, and I pray to Haloni that he will soon be found in good health. He became Proprane Fafnir. Now then, if there was nothing else, I shall return to my duties. Headache time! Speaking of headaches, I could probably do with a drink. Tell you what, I'll mute the mic for a little bit. This motherfucker! Fear not, Your Eminence. I shall carry on your legacy. We have completed the preparations as per your instructions. But are you certain this will work? It will. It must. Lord Amric spoke the truth when he revealed the Archbishop sought primal powers to strengthen the people's faith. I could not bring myself to believe it, not at first. But in the course of cataloguing His Eminence's personal articles, I came upon his journal. Therein he had written that, through abundant ether and fervent prayer, it is possible to make gods of men. All the power we require lies in this place, this Azus law. By channeling the essential elements into the soulless flesh and sword we found, we shall summon forth King Forden and his Knights 12, and by his blessing, Ishgard shall be restored to its former glory. Oh, fuck. Wait, what do you mean the 12? There's only one being there. You think 2 people worth of ether is going to do this? 3 even? Oh, wait, the Forden sword probably still had some power. Wasn't it like the body of the prince turned into the blade? Yeah. What is this? It's just an ordinary man. Scarcely changed from before. What did you 3 do? His Eminence. I must protect. Cloned Elazin? No, this isn't right. Confound it. Perhaps I overlooked something. I must return to the Holy See and review the journal. You didn't take it with you? Your Grace, what shall we do with this thing? Leave it. 'Tis a failure without use or value. The denizens of this place will deal with it soon enough. Wow. Wasn't he the guy that turned? Marishna, you will. Were you perchance granted a vision of the past? I don't suppose he's still here, is he? An attempted summoning of King Forden in his Knights 12? I can see your past. Your Grace, you should know full well that summoning is strictly forbidden. You will accompany us to the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly, and explain yourself. So the old man was evil. I knew it! I have dedicated my life to the church, conducted my affairs in accordance with the scriptures, and taught others to do likewise. But you took it from us, tore down everything that defined us. It's not my fault your Pope became a god. You cannot know how it feels to have your very existence rejected, to be forsaken by your community, to be denied by your society. Well, I deny you in this justice. I deny in Ishgard where the church has no place. I refuse to accept it, do you hear me? I refuse to accept it! Well, shit. Your Grace! No! Oh, don't you turn either. That it should come to violence yet again. Would that your hand had not been forced, my lord. You could have got Mariashna to do it. Deacon Clem should not be alone at this time. I shall remain with him while tending to the aftermath. When things have settled, I will return to the congregation. Pray go on ahead and get some rest. But I didn't fight anything this quest. Or last quest. I only fought one thing on the first quest. I could have done that as Dragoon. Welp. So they try to put a bunch of ether into a cloned Elizin to bring back Forden? But that's not how it works. If anything, you should have cloned the Archbishop. No? I went to the wrong bit. Yep. Forgotten Knight. Well, that's a revelation. Also, I feel like you should have made, like, 13 bodies, you know, Knights 12. And had a lot more ether than just 3 frickin' people. That's not enough to summon a primal. Heading to the strategy room? I should be glad to show you in. Thank you, unnamed Temple Knight Guard. Well, damn. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. How fares the Deacon? Well enough, given the circumstances, though understandably shaken. He is more determined than ever to help his fellows. Good on him. Truly, he is possessed of a stout heart. He should be an archbishop. But to think that even a member of the Synod could succumb to despair in turn. The crisis gripping the church is far graver than I had imagined. It's like you know, abandoned them after you discovered the Pope was evil. In pushing for such an abrupt separation of religion and state, we may have exacerbated the growing divide between the clergy and the general populace. Marishna, will you recount in full what you witnessed in your vision? Well, you see, 3 people were Azazlar, and there was a cloned Elizin, and they tried to put the ether into the cloned Elizin to remake Forden and his Knights 12 for some dumb reason. And then they walked away, and the guy was left in Azazlar. That he should seek to use one of the Alag's unholy abominations to create a primal. That yet which manifested was not like the being you fought, but rather retained the form of a man, one driven by the desire to protect the Archbishop. We may safely assume the Bishop did not have sufficient ether. Bereft of Nidhogg's eye, the sword Ascalon no longer has such power. Nor does that of the Roaring Triad remain to be harnessed, thanks to your valorous intervention in that side quest to kill the Roaring Triad from FF6. But if the summoning failed, how did the clone come to possess life, and what purpose drives it? Lack of ether notwithstanding, the necessary components were present for a summoning. Perhaps the ritual itself was a success, and the vessel, though imperfect, arose as a champion of the Archbishop. Yet how did he come to be in the Central Highlands? You believe that this clone and the man who became the blasphemy are one and the same? Nay, I merely speculate. Yet considering what we know of the clone and Vaindrew, it would seem a likely possibility. Whatever the truth may be, it may not elude us forever. It will not elude us forever even. But first, I must lay down some groundwork for the next phase of our investigation. God's permitting, I will have news to share ere long, so pray look in on us when you can. Aye aye, Captain. Only justice, only vengeance. Ooh, that was heavy. Uh-huh. So I believe the next quest is one I saw briefly on stream. Yeah. Alright. So at least I didn't spoil this section of the questline. Damn. Okie dokie. So, I think with that, I'm going to end this video here. So, this has been DragonofEternity going through more Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. In this video, I went through the first 3 quests of the Magical Range DPS role quest in non-Shadowbringers in Endwalker. I never recorded any Shadowbringers. Why do I have that on my mind? Okie dokie, so we went through the first 3 quests. We know the identity of the blasphemy and its creation and its actual creation. I guess next time we will be figuring out how he got from Azaz Law to the Central Highlands. So, level 88, level 89, and then probably split that video and level 90. Okie dokie. So, with our planned out viewers of my rambling, hopefully now finally done, until next time.